What is up, guys? Andrew Tsundoku here, coming at you this time outside of a Home Depot. I just finished shopping. I got a bunch of wood because I am going to be making a project. I'm trying to figure out where the hell I parked. I got some wood to try and build some cool little storage things. I'll tell you guys more about it as soon as I find my car. I found my car. It is just a lot smaller than I remember it being. It might actually be too small to hold the boards that I just bought. We're gonna try. So that is my storage solution. Let's see if the trunk closes. Yep. I don't get a back window, but I get to carry the wood home. So like I was saying, I bought a couple different boards, and I'm going to try and make a shelf slash display case for my CDs, my compact disc. Ow. Because I have a lot of cool CDs that I would very much like to display, but right now they're kind of it's one of those CD things that you can like only see the spine of the CD, and the artwork is too dope to not display, and I've wanted something like this for a while. They're super expensive on Amazon, but I'm pretty sure that I can build one, and if I can build one, it will just cost me my time and then the materials it takes to build it. And so far, I have only spent not even $14 because the giant piece of wood that I bought was partially destroyed. And for those who don't know, if you go to the back of Home Depot, life hack, they have wood that is beat the hell out of. And you can buy that shit for 70% off. So I did. It was a giant piece of 1/4 inch plywood. 1/4 inch plywood. But it was 4 feet by 8 feet, so considerably big, right? But I bought it for 70% off, so that was like pennies, and I bought 2 other boards. My idea is to put it behind my couch in the library so that that room is not wasted. I can't put a shelf behind my couch, but I could put like a poster, but I was like, why put a poster if I can put up these dope ass CDs? But I can't put up the CDs unless I build the display, and this is where the trip to Home Depot comes in, right? So now I'm heading home. And now I'm home. So my plan here is to take this board in particular. I previously had measured the length of my couch, and it's about 55 inches. This is a little bit more, so I can trim it down to size using the table saw and stuff like that I've got here. But the plan is to grab different, I'm gonna cut from other boards that I bought, different rails, and they're gonna go across like this, and they're gonna be able to hold the CDs like in place. So you'll put the CDs in from the side, and they should just kind of hang. I've got to cut a little lip into the rails though, and so the problem is I did not buy a router bit while I was at Home Depot. I just completely forgot about it, I guess. And I need a router bit in order to shape the rails how I want to. I could do it on the table saw, but I think the router is going to be more precise, and it's teeny tiny pieces, and I am afraid to push those through the table saw and have it be accurate. I might try it. I don't think I will. But it turned out I tried it anyway, and it worked just fine. But this is where I wanted the CD case to go. First I had to measure all my CDs. I got the tallest one, which was Signed Pretty Dark Things, and the widest one, which is this Lovesick Hexology. And then I made a list of measurements that I had to cut, make sure they were all precise. So here, I'd used a scrap piece of wood to cut out the notch where I was going to have the CD sit. And then as soon as I found how high it needed to be, I marked it there. Went over to the miter box saw, got the rails, cut them to finished length, and they're just like 3/4 inch MDF molding, nothing too special. So then I went back to the table saw and I started cutting the rails to actually fit the measurements that I wanted. So I cut all 4 rails. So there's the 4 behind me there. Consulted the list really quick again, and I started cutting out the notches where I wanted the CDs to actually sit inside. Did this for the first little bit, and it took me some time. And then I realized I could just flip the wood 90 degrees each time and cut out the empty space like that. So that's me figuring that stupid shit out. But then I grabbed the back of the display, and I needed to cut that to finished length as well. So just did that really briefly here on the table saw. Finished length and finished height. Just like that. When I got finished with that though, I flipped that thing over and I started drawing lines for where I wanted the rails to be. I did this on the back, and I just used a Sharpie so I could see it a little bit easier. Messed up a couple times, but it's good because if I had just kind of popped it in first, it would have been really bad. So you always draw your stuff out. I drilled a couple pilot holes in the backs of the boards where I wanted the screws to set, and then I started putting in the rails, clamped them first, and then just screwed them in. I'm using 1/2 inch screws, but if I did it again, I'd use 3/4 inch screws. So that's what that looks like, all done up and finished. I checked inside of each groove to make sure that the screws weren't popping out, which they weren't, which is good. And then I made sure that all of the little grooves that I made for the CDs to fit inside were appropriately spaced, and they were. So that was all set there. Then I just used a big ass drill bit, drilled holes in the top 2 corners so I could mount it on the wall easier. Nothing too special, didn't even measure. So as soon as that was all done, I decided to paint it. I used this iron lac white stuff, but that pretty much sucked. I ran out of paint and it wasn't too good, so I went to Home Depot and bought that stuff. Rust-Oleum, metallic, universal, whatever. That worked a little bit better than the white stuff, but still not super good, and it took forever to dry, so I had to bring it inside overnight, so there was that.
Where will the entourage go? What will you do if eternal bonds are not so? How many women stayed when the money got low? When the fans seen the door, will they scream bravo? Or have a moment of silence minus the reflection? Will your records be a value part of their collection? In the frame, on the wall, or independent dollar bin? Will you be forgotten or honored when my fades?
Pretty much that. I think it turned out pretty good. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. If you have any questions or anything else like that, make sure to let me know as well. And also, if you dug this type of video where it doesn't necessarily have to do with manga specifically, just me and music and building stuff in this case, also let me know about that. It's good to get feedback. Hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, thanks for hanging out. Peace.